Out on day one. Our head coach, Kyle Smith, is at the podium. He'll offer a few words as an opening. Then we'll open up the room for Q&A. So, Coach?
Thank you. We're really excited to be here, our second year in the ACC, coming off what we thought was a very productive year. Our goal was to become a relevant program in this league. It's an honor to be in this league. We think it's the best college basketball conference in the country, and it's a testament to just the history of the league and Tobacco Road and whatnot. But we won 21 games last year. I think we finished seventh, which was better than predicted. And our goal after becoming relevant was to retain as much of that roster as we could. We brought 11 guys back from last year and 5 guys that started games, 3 consistent starters. And I think we are returning the most minutes in the league. So as far as being on schedule for what we're trying to build, which is a program where guys want to be at Stanford, want the Stanford experience, and trying to get Stanford basketball back to where it was 20 years ago. So we're excited about it, and these guys behind me are doing an awesome job of trying to get us there.
Coach, thank you. We'll open it up for Q&A. I believe your first one will come right side, first row. We'll slide it down to him, then we'll move to the left side.
Coach Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. When you look at the ACC going from 20 to 18 conference-wise games and giving you more non-conference opportunities, how do you balance that with being one of the West Coast teams within this Atlantic Coast Conference? And what do you look for? Do you look to kind of lean into rivalries, stay on the West Coast? How do you manage it?
Well, we think it's a decent deal because it might be one less trip. But I think we added Colorado as one of our games, another one. So I think there's some old rivalries in there that with the old Pac-12 and Mountain West, it probably makes more sense doing that because they're good programs and will give us opportunities, get some quad one wins, and get us ready to play our East Coast partners in the league.
Coach, your next question, center aisle just to the left.
Jay with Greenville Sports Media. Coach, last year was a learning experience with all the extra travel. How did that affect your team, and do you make any plans this year to do something different?
You know, we're not going to do too much. The school's invested in making it a little better on the travel, which, I mean, like I said, I came from Washington State, and that travel was harder, I promise you. But I just think second time around we'll be more prepared. Like I said, we're Stanford. We have some of the best technology in sports science that as far as hydration and compression and our strength and conditioning. Michael Robinson does a great job getting these guys prepared. Even for this trip coming out here for media day, he had them huddled up, taking some kind of liquid, something doing. They were doing their thing, and I was like, I should have got in on it, but and our trainer Leary Jones is great too. So. You know, it gets down to it. You don't want to make it too big a deal. We like to look at it that we get to make those trips, you know, play in this league. And a lot of people would trade places with us in a sec. So it eventually gets down to putting the ball in the basket.
Coach, from the podium, on a little bit of a lighter note, you are known for nerd ball due to your interest in analytics. With the way that analytics are exploding through so many vehicles throughout the country, throughout our society, are you going to have to repurpose yourself as being a nerd baller? Because everybody is going to be playing nerd ball, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I think I'm at the place where it's king of the nerds. There's no doubt about that. So just you look who's running our football program. He's the ultimate. So Andrew Luck. So we're good there. But we're a little bit, we'll zig when other people are zagging. They're getting on the analytics. We'll dive into the heart and minds of getting these guys, because coaching gets down to that relationships and motivating people for, you know, get down their why do they do it. And I'm sure these guys have talked about it a lot today, just to lean into the Stanford experience. We're lucky to be there. It's an awesome university and kind of live in an Olympic village with other athletes that are Olympians. And so we'll move to that direction too. But I think it's tough to catch us on nerddom.
Right side, fifth row, Coach.
Richton Cunningham, Fox Sports Radio Charlotte. Coach, he mentioned analytics. Could you describe the hustle points per possession analytic that you use to kind of critique the players and stuff in practices and games? What goes into that?
Yeah, as best I can. It's there's about 55 statistical, can't say it, categories, and it's basically quantifying the intangibles is what we're doing. Stuff that won't show up on a box score that we value, and it's our own internal efficiency rating. And these guys get to know it better year over year. And essentially, winning plays minus non-winning plays divided by possessions is your HPP. And it gets a little complicated because you're basically grading every decision they make and what were their responsibilities. And if they do it well, they get positives, and if they blow a coverage or make a mistake, it's gonna be punitive. And I think it tightens up our margins. It's a way to improve the team. Helps on individual growth too, but really focus their concentration on things that matter.
Any other questions for Coach before we turn it over to our student athletes? Coach, seeing none, we will spend a little bit of time with Benny. So, Benny, you're up first.
Okay.
Thank you. You switch spots with him. Okay, there we go. Let's go, Benny. So, folks, if you got questions for Benny, please identify yourselves and the agency you were with, and that would be fantastic. First question for Benny from the floor. Benny, seeing none from the podium, you're a former walk-on and you earned your scholarship starting in 23-24. That's a massive transition. What did going from being non-scholarship to scholarship teach you?
Yeah, first of all, I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to even walk on at such a great school like Stanford. As soon as I got the opportunity, I jumped on it because it's just the combination of athletics and academics. You really can't beat it. And yeah, it's just been a great journey, a lot of self-belief. I keep telling people I never felt like a walk-on. I was just a player, paying my way and every day just show up, do the right things. And I'm grateful to be in the position I am and just kept working, kept believing. And now I'm in a leadership role, which is great.
Thank you. First row right side, and then we'll stay on the right side.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Benny, going off of that, like you said, going from a walk-on, never really seeing yourself as that, and now having this leadership role, what does that say to a road that may be less traveled in this journey of collegiate athletics? What would you say to somebody out there in high school that's trying to find that opportunity and maybe needs that pick-me-up through adversity?
Yeah, like you said, the road less travel. I think everyone has their own path. There's no one way to do it, right? We all have different experiences. So there's not one formula for anything in life. For me, it was, like I kept mentioning, hard work and self-belief are the two things, and just falling in love with the process, something that Coach Smith's always telling us as well, right? You got to just surrender to the outcome. If you have the right habits, the right work qualities, and good things should happen to you.
Benny, right side, third row.
Katrina Sackins, Sports and Culture Media. Good afternoon. Coach noted that his goal kind of was to get Stanford back to where it was 20 years ago. Obviously, having not played 20 years ago in this program, but as far as your goal for this season, where does your role and your responsibility lie for that goal?
Yeah, I mean, just incredibly grateful for what Coach Smith did to the program so far, right? He came in and we tied our most wins at Maples with 17. So just bringing in that culture has been incredible. Looking up to him as a mentor and how he brought all our guys together when we entered a new league, and he was obviously a new coach with a ton of new players. So last year was just an amazing year for us. Projected 17th, ended up finishing 7th. He has a formula that we all believe in and trust with the hustle stats, the nerd ball, and a great staff behind him. And then, like you said, 20 years ago, we also have a staff member, Eric Reveneau, who's been incredible. He coached with Montgomery when Stanford was a very successful team. So I don't think anything changes as far as the process. The coaching staff have a great formula, and we just follow that every day. And I foresee our team being successful, really successful. The goal is to make it to the tournament and go as far as possible. I think we have the group to do it and the staff to do it.
Benny, thank you. You and Chisholm can switch spots, and we will finish our afternoon with the big man. Folks, same deal. If you would, please identify yourselves and the agency that you were with. First question for Chisholm comes from, looks like the podium here, Chisholm. You're a sociology major. Your head coach has been able to turn programs around in his 3 previous stops. What is it that you're learning about sociology and your coach that you believe allows him to make these big switches?
Yeah, no. First and foremost, it's probably habit building. Definitely when I learned in sociology is how certain leaders have certain habits that they follow. And Coach Smith has great habits that he instilled in all his players. And I know some of his previous players from his previous stops, and they all bark on the same things of how his hustle stats and his ability to instill, confidence in his players has, I feel like, led him and led his players to great outcomes, including here at Stanford.
Thank you. If you want to raise those microphones up, you can.
Oh, thank you.
Next question for Chisholm will come front row to your right.
Chisholm, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. I believe your sister transferred from Dartmouth to Stanford for women's tennis. Just what that experience has been like for you to not only be at Stanford and be a Cardinal, but to have it be a family affair.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been amazing. Last year she was at Stanford playing tennis, and then ultimately got a scholarship to finish out the season. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's having another person at home, from home. She's like a mother figure to me, and she's always there to support me, guide me, and she's always there when I feel down, when I feel up. She's always right there, staying consistent. And so it was another thing that helped me decide to commit to Stanford out the portal for sure.
Other questions for Chisholm from the room? Chisholm, last year you were a CSC Academic All-District honoree and an ACC All-Academic Team member in 2025. What's the secret? What's the trick in balancing athletics and academics?
The main thing is just time management. My father always barked to me and my siblings that to manage your time, make time for what matters, and then you have time for what doesn't later. So yeah, just making sure you're on top of your work, making sure you go to bed early, all the little things that add up to equate to a good outcome, which is pretty good grades and playing well on the basketball court.
Any other questions for Chisholm from the room before we let the Cardinal go? Chisholm, I am curious. You just finished up an internship with a commercial real estate firm. Mm-hmm. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Outside of NBA player, probably get into real estate too, on like Arriaga. If you know John Arriaga, he damn near owns everything at Stanford, so want to be just like that guy.
And on that note, Stanford, good luck this year.
Thank you.
Folks, they'll be in the breakout room for the next 30 minutes, so please feel free to stop by next door. We are adjourned for the afternoon. We'll reconvene tomorrow.